This is a really great question. How do you maintain confidentiality in group therapy? Because in one-on-one therapy, it's just you and the therapist. And obviously, therapists are held to legal standards like HIPAA. We cannot break confidentiality unless there are specific situations, circumstances, like if you're a risk to yourself or other people, or there's any child abuse, or you're subpoenaed by a court. Obviously, in group therapy, when you're with other therapy goers, the other therapy goers are not held to the same legal standard of maintaining confidentiality. And so really it's about trust. You take a risk when you go into group therapy, and you trust that every group member is going to honor the sacred nature of being in a group therapy space. I think there are different ways to manage when people do break confidentiality in group therapy. Like if it's ever found out that confidentiality was broken, people will be removed from the group and will not be allowed to participate in group therapy. I personally have never had that experience. I used to run groups when I worked in community mental health, and I worked more with addiction and substance use. When I was running those groups, I never had anybody who broke confidentiality where I had to remove anybody from the group. And in private practice, I have not run any group since. I am trying to get a women's group up and running. I do get my group up and running. One of the things I'm going to talk about in the very first group session, and as new group members come into the group, is confidentiality, and is what we call the group contract, which it sounds like a scary word. It's not a legally binding contract, but it's essentially group members saying, I have read this and I have committed to this, and I commit to honoring the confidentiality of the group and how meaningful it is to everybody that is participating in the group. And then obviously if any questions or concerns come up, we would talk about that in a group setting. So if you are a woman who lives in the states of Wisconsin or Florida, and you are a hyper independent, overachieving, burnt the fuck out woman, and you're interested in group therapy, reach out to me through my website. We can set up a consultation to see if you would be a good fit. Some other people who would be a great fit for this group are women who are in the helping profession. So if you're a nurse, a doctor, if you grew up with emotionally immature parents, if you're the person in your life who everybody gets to sort of slack off and you're the one who gets shit done, and people depend on you to be the one who gets shit done, but they don't show up and support you in that reciprocal nature.